Hello and welcome to Legion Logs, episode 5. My name is Mark Sindezik, and in this episode we're going to be looking at a mid-90s sci-fi series called Babylon 5. Babylon 5 is an American space opera TV series. It was written by J. Michael Straczynski and ran for 5 seasons. The pilot premiered February 22nd, 1993, and its first season, called Signs and Portents, premiered January 26, 1994. J. Michael Straczynski would go on to write 92 of the 110 episodes that were ultimately produced, and he succeeded in his original vision for the show, which was a tale told over 5 years. This is a vast storyline that looks at the human military staff and alien diplomats on board this space station. Now for this video, I'm going to be looking just at season 1. I'm going to be focusing on characters, story, the themes we find in season 1, and I'll be working very hard to avoid spoilers because I want people to watch this video and go, yeah, I'm going to give this show a crack. I'm going to see what this show's like. So that's what this video is going to be about. It's going to be a sort of introduction to Babylon 5 and hopefully inspire more people to check it out.
It was the dawn of the third age of mankind, 10 years after the Earth-Minbari War. The Babylon Project was a dream given form. Its goal, to prevent another war by creating a place where humans and aliens could work out their differences peacefully. It's a port of call, home away from home for diplomats, hustlers, entrepreneurs, and wanderers. Humans and aliens wrapped in 2,500,000 tons of spinning metal, all alone in the night. It can be a dangerous place, but it's our last best hope for peace. This is the story of the last of the Babylon stations. The year is 2258. The name of the place is Babylon 5.
Babylon 5 tells the story of the last of the Babylon space stations, constructed by the Earth Alliance in the mid-23rd century. A place of commerce and diplomacy 5 miles long, Babylon 5 is located in neutral space and is manned by human military staff and occupied by alien diplomats, traders, smugglers, and wanderers. This series tells the adventures of this station and her crew against the backdrop of rising political tensions throughout the galactic civilizations. In this series we have ancient races like the Minbari, whose space travel is thousands of years old, and the Vorlons, who are an ancient spacefaring race predating the Minbari by many millennia. There are the expansionist and regal Centauri, and the former slaves, now free and aggressive, the Narn. There is the League of Non-Aligned Worlds, a loose coalition of planets and tiny empires who bicker and squabble amongst themselves but form a protective block against the older and larger races. Then there are the humans, a fresh young face on the galactic scene. They blundered into a catastrophic war against the Minbari that nearly saw human existence snuffed out forever, until the Minbari surrendered at the Battle of the Line. Out of that terrible bloodshed a project was born by the humans. The Babylon Project was conceived so that misunderstandings could be avoided and future war averted. Babylons 1 to 3 were destroyed during construction. Babylon 4 vanished just hours after coming online. Babylon 5 is the last of these stations. It is the galaxy's last best hope for peace.
This is Commander Jeffrey Sinclair of Babylon 5 to raiding party. Surrender your vessels or be destroyed. Repeat, surrender your vessels or be destroyed.
In the beginning, Commander Jeffrey Sinclair assumes command of Babylon 5 as her first station commander. Sinclair is played by Michael O'Hare, who absolutely runs with the role. O'Hare breathes such vigour and life into the character, and his on-screen performance is on point, I think. I don't know what method O'Hare took to find the character, but from the very pilot he seems to be leaping from the gate fully formed. His commander is an easy-to-approach person who can turn on a dime to commanding and domineering if the situation calls for it. He cares deeply for the crew under his command, though he can be cool and distant.
Mr. Garibaldi, you're sitting in my station using my equipment. Is there a reason for this, or to save time, should I just go ahead and snap your hands off at the wrist?
Claudia Christian plays Commander Susan Ivanova, the driven and domineering first officer of Babylon 5. She oversees the running of the station and likes to keep a tight ship, station. She is a career officer and doesn't let anything get in the way of her duties. Claudia Christian excelled in her role as the station's second in command. Her first few episodes of Season 1 are a little rough in terms of performance, to be perfectly honest. She plays the character of Ivanova extremely harsh in the first few episodes. There is good humour to Susan Ivanova, and it is not long at all before Claudia Christian discovers this. Now, I'm not sure if this was the actor still trying to find her character, or if it was from the director of the early episodes. There is at one point early on where Ivanova cracks a joke or has an encounter with Londo Mollari that I feel suddenly the character comes into focus. Any scene with Susan Ivanova is a joy to watch.
The council can go to hell, and the emergency session can go to hell, and you can go to hell too. I wouldn't want you to feel left out.
One of the most colourful and vibrant alien ambassadors to live on Babylon 5 is the ambassador to Centauri Prime, Londo Mollari. Played by Peter Jurasik, Londo Mollari would have to be my all-time favourite character of Babylon 5. Peter Jurasik brings the character to life immediately. He's a proud character who longs for his people to return to the glory days of their empire at its height. In those days, the Centauri Republic was expanding in all directions, and the people were prosperous. His greatest love is his homeworld of Centauri Prime. He is also prone to great outbursts, often driven by his nemesis on Babylon 5, the ambassador of the Narn regime, Jakar. The two ambassadors are constantly trying to best and outmaneuver the other. Their conflict mirrors relations between their people. Babylon 5 boasts an ensemble cast, so going through everyone in one video would make this much too long. These are for me three of the standout characters that I really enjoy in Season 1. Certainly though, they are not the only ones. Overall, the cast and crew on Babylon 5 are an extremely talented group, both behind the camera and in front. Everyone gives their all to create a sci-fi series that resonates with the audience. The greatest challenge of Babylon 5 was the fact that television at the time was dominated by one very long shadow, Star Trek. At the time, many in the industry simply rejected the idea that sci-fi on television could even work without the words Star Trek in the title. This was in the mid-90s, so Star Trek was entering its golden age, with the next generation hitting its stride, and then the prospect of future Star Trek shows coming to life. Babylon 5 was never truly believed in. J. Michael Straczynski, however, kept faith in his project and his creation. He fought for every season of Babylon 5 and ultimately went on to complete his sci-fi saga. Season 1 comes with all the roughness one expects from a show's first season, but even by midway through, the show was hitting its stride, finding its footing, and really developing its own unique voice. This season was called Signs and Portents, and here the show starts sowing the seeds for its overarching storyline that runs through the whole show. Beginning in 2258, the crew of Babylon 5 become the center of galactic changing events that begin with a growing shadow on the edge of known space. And just what did happen to Commander Jeffrey Sinclair when he fell out of radio contact 10 years ago at the Battle of the Line? Now, one thing I haven't touched on in this video is the, I wouldn't say conspiracy, but the conflict between DS9 and Babylon 5 fans. There is something that really gets under the skin of Babylon 5 fans, or the Babylon 5 fandom in general. And that's the notion of which space station show influenced the other. This is not something I'm going to get into in this video. I merely mention it to say I'm aware of this, and this is a topic I'm going to handle in a later video. So any major Babylon 5 fans out there who are watching this video, you're thinking, what about the conspiracy? What about the B5 conflict? DS9 conflict? I know of it, and I will make a video discussing that and sharing my thoughts. As anyone who's seen my previous videos knows, I'm a fan of both of this and Star Trek. So it's not going to be vitriolic, as some people can get. But again, yeah, that's not the point of this video. This video is all about Babylon 5 and just opening it up for people who are interested. So that other video is coming. Well, that was our episode for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed our look at Babylon 5 Season 1. Did you enjoy it? Are you interested in the series? Are you intrigued? Are you going to watch it now, or are you a long-time fan? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to give this video a like on YouTube. Would love to see that. Now, next time on Legion Logs, I'm going to be looking at a classic sci-fi part work. So stay tuned for that one. Now, feel free to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I'm on all of those under Legio-Centurion Films. Also, I'm on Patreon, so feel free to jump on there as well. All the links will be in the comments. All the support I get on Patreon really helps me to get closer to delivering more content more often. Bigger the better as well. So, hope to see you there. All the support is greatly appreciated. There's some fantastic benefits on Patreon as well. So seriously, guys, give that a look and let me know what you think. Anyway, that's all for today. So see you next time. Ciao.
And just one more thing. On your trip back, I'd like you to take the time to learn the Babylon 5 mantra. Ivanova is always right. I will listen to Ivanova. I will not ignore Ivanova's recommendations. Ivanova is God. And if this ever happens again, Ivanova will personally rip your lungs out. Babylon Control out.